Welcome to Trending for this, the 5th of September, 2025. Here we are, feeling good, looking good. You're looking good there, mate.
Thank you.
I should turn your mic on. Sorry, I'm used to my co-host being on the other side. Hello again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Marvelous.
Who was sitting in this seat before me?
I actually don't know today because Becky was sitting over that side.
Okay.
Maybe a studio guest? Why? What were they doing?
Whomever it was,
Yes.
they probably want to go get their hearing checked because
Oh.
my eardrums were almost blown as you spoke there. And I love hearing your dulcet tones.
Oh, thank you.
But that loud,
No.
I'm good.
I take it as a compliment now that even when I go away for a couple of days, like even if I come back on a Monday morning and the first time I plug in my headphones, I'm always like, whoa! Like, they're like, there are some people who have their set to stun and I'm genuinely concerned for their well-being. One Mr. Urquhart, for example.
Oh.
We love you. We want you to be around for as long as possible. I'm afraid your head will explode live in the middle of a show. I don't know if it's just a legacy thing and just over time you get desensitized. But for now, when I plug in my jack, even if it's at the same level it was last week, I like the fact that it's still kind of shocking to me because it says I'm not going deaf.
One Salah Alo from
Oh,
the
really?
Morning Wake Up on Life FM is also known for being as deaf as a doorknob.
Yeah.
And it can really... You need to, as part of your routine, before you should plug in but not put headphones on until you've, I think...
Adjusted the knob a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Mind you, at his advanced age, it's not surprising. He's getting a little bit... He's one of these
Young at
people,
heart.
we love Salah, and he is
the
actually,
man.
he's a very youthful guy. But do you know just some people are very sensitive about their age? And he's one of those people. So now that you know that, don't use it against him. As I've spoken about somebody. What is it? I'm trying to think what I'd be. I remember when I was younger, I was just quite sensitive about the fact that I was super skinny. Like that was always my thing. But now, you know, once you cross the boundary of 40, you don't have to worry about that quite so much. Time takes care of that.
You'd like to go back and go, can I
Can I just be that guy?
recapture?
Yeah. Especially just being able to eat anything you want whenever you want.
Oh, my goodness.
Those were the days. I went out last night for a friend's birthday, and so we were having dinner there, and I had to remind myself that usually I don't allow myself to do that Monday to Friday, like my weekends and my cheat days effectively. So it was a little bit jarring in my own head being like, no, you can eat this today. It's a special occasion. But younger me didn't have to have those kind of rules. He just enjoyed his life. He just had a good time.
Every day was a cheat day.
That is so true. So true. What have we got today that's fun? I just talked about this before 9. I've done something this week that I've never done before, and that is have a look at Truth Social.
Okay.
It is definitely like X on Wish. It's
on Wish? Oh, right.
like Twitter on Wish or Temu, for example. It's, mate, not a quality website by any stretch. And some rather unusual ads that keep popping up as well. Wellness gaze, diabetes, high blood sugar, do this at home. And then this weird image of like some kind of screw device. It looks like it's gone to I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Also, by the way, welcome to the stream for Trending.
Oh, yeah.
As I speak, though, you should probably take the reins as much as possible at the moment. When I speak, for whatever reason, it's cutting to this empty chair.
Over that side?
I put my hand. You can see me.
Oh, no. Where's that coming? Oh, that's weird.
Anytime
is it that one there?
anytime
Maybe
I
it's
speak.
set up for when Becky was at, because if you go over there, you can't access that control panel, can you?
I cannot.
Oh, well, we'll have to figure out what we do about that.
That's okay. Our team behind the scenes is working on it.
They'll
But you might
figure
just
it
have
out.
to, just talk the whole time.
It's been done before.
I know, exactly. I'm invisible. We should just play the gag.
Yeah.
I drank
What,
something.
you can't? Can you guys not see Josh? I can see him fine.
He's right there.
Wait, he's right. He's right. Look, I'll just jab him with his pen. Oh, we have a good time, don't we? How far are we away? Oh,
That's
good.
quite hilarious.
Good 3 or 4 minutes, I reckon, until maybe not even that. The point is just playing some ads and such, playing some news, weather on the way, blah, 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 and then we're off, as is our custom. Oh, I should go to the right page. There's a page in front of me that's got all the sounds and things on it. Keep reminding myself I can't play songs, which is really annoying because I wanted to play, what was it? Electric Avenue. You know the song Electric Avenue? Gonna walk down to Electric Avenue.
Yes.
No, you don't.
No.
That was a lie.
Darn. God. You got me.
Wow. It's amazing that, but of course you don't need to lie in your day-to-day anyway, because you're surrounded by such lovely, safe people where you can express yourself freely and know that your opinions will be valued.
Absolutely. Yep. I love the Rima audience.
All to say, I can't play the song that I wanted to because we'll get copyright struck.
Yeah. It is a bit limiting creatively, isn't it?
Boo. Boo, Facebook.
Boo.
Don't take down our stream, though. We'd be sad.
Yeah, maybe we'll get copyright struck for saying boo Facebook.
Exactly.
Meta was like, well, there you go.
That's clearly copyright because everyone says it. So, Trying to think, too, what the average age is on Facebook these days, too. They reckon it's marched on a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
And then all the millennials are on Instagram.
When was the last time you posted on Facebook? Which, by the way, welcome to the stream via Facebook or, of course, via YouTube.
Yep.
This is Trending. We're going to be talking about the trending stories over the week that was. We're in the pre-show at the moment. Of course, the show is live streamed as well. I realize I don't know why I'm looking at the camera and talking because nobody can see me at the moment.
No, it's good habits. It's good practice.
It is good practice.
It's your professionalism. So don't stop.
This is the live stream. It is broadcast via the radio and also here to the streaming verse you can watch via YouTube or Facebook, which is, of course, how you are joining us right now.
Yay. Tell your friends. Tell them all to join us. It is a good time. What else can I tell you about today? Oh, look, it's just going to be a good time is what it is. It's going to be a good time, good friends, good stories. And remember to get in touch with us throughout the show. Jump in the chat, say hello, or send us some texts as well as you reflect on the stories that we bring you today. But we're about 30 seconds from bringing the rest of the radio audience with us. So shall we prepare a place for them this morning? And we'll dive into some news stories, find out what Kiwis were fascinated by this week. After the news, the weather, which is playing out right now. Here we go. We'll bring everybody else in. Come on in, radio people. Come on. Those words out of John chapter 6, verse 35.
Live on air and online. Trending with Andrew Curtis.
No my, hi to my. What a week it has been. A curious one indeed. Many a story to read up on this week, but which ones do you think Kiwis were most fascinated by? If this is your first time joining us, it's my pleasure to tell you that's what this show is all about. It is a news and current affairs show with a difference. The stories that we're going to cover today were chosen by you, by your friends, by your family, by complete strangers and their online behavior. What do you reckon they went searching for? A lot of happenings, a lot of things we were told, say, on our nightly news or maybe even on the front page of the news service you're most subscribed to. But do you think that lines up with what Kiwis were really interested in? Thankfully, we live in the age of the algorithm, so we can find out, excuse me, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to have a look at the algorithm to find out what stories were most Googled. Is it people, places, things, or perhaps even if we go to the major news services, both in New Zealand and around the world, we can find out which ones were the most interesting to other people on this little old planet we call Earth. And to do this, I shan't do it alone. I shall do it with Josh Beatty, who I promise is right here.
Okay, so just to let you know, if you are watching the stream right now, first and foremost, Andrew, you look a lot more presentable than you did last week. No offense.
What are you talking about? I looked incredible last week.
You did.
How dare you?
I didn't say.
How dare you?
I didn't say you didn't look incredible.
My wife will slap you when she sees you next.
I am here, by the way, if you're watching the stream. We're having some strange technical difficulties where I am sitting in my seat in the studio.
Can confirm.
But whenever I talk, the camera is cutting to the empty seat, which is over here. So just to show my hand that I am indeed here.
Yep.
And I can't move from this spot, unfortunately, because this is where I have the control of the stream. So it's not that I've taken an invisibility potion. I am actually here. If you're just listening via your radio, it'll sound just as normal if you're watching the stream. We're looking into it. We're hoping to get it fixed. If you do want to watch the stream and all the fun and chaos that is part of trending, head to rema.co.nz, click on either the Facebook or YouTube links, and you can be a part of the show that way. It is a whole different experience, a lot of fun. And of course, we want your comments as well. Leave them below if you're on the stream, or text 8168 with the keyword REMA.
So we'll see if there's like a dramatic decrease in the number of people joining us on the stream who are just here to look at you. Women named Christy, for example, hypothetically, off the top of my head, just saying they might be negatively affected by the loss of Josh Beatty's face.
There has been a recommendation on the stream that a printout of me should be put in the empty chair.
Can we get that? Is there anybody out listening in the office right now? Can you print off a picture of Josh?
Even if just maybe my face.
Just do this. Can you do this for us live right now? Just find a printer, somebody. Jaden, we know that you are driving the show here. Can you find someone? Maybe Jordan will do it. He's always up to getting bullied to do stuff for us. Just get him to print off a picture of Josh's face from somewhere. We'll make that part of the show. In the meantime, what a week it has been.
I also don't...
What?
The streaming numbers have dipped ever so slightly. And I would normally not point that out. I would normally not draw attention to that, but I would say I noticed we had a bit of a peak before and they have slightly dropped off. So, yeah. Hey.
No Josh, no stream.
My ego is a little bit inflated.
Well, let's see how you guys feel about the online habits of your fellow Kiwis. What stories do you think they were the most interested in? Let's take a look at our first one. It's an entertainment story with somebody who I think has been a little bit polarizing lately.
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
But it's not because of anything he's done. I just feel like, well, we'll dive into the finer details of this in just a moment. Starting off at number 29 today, fairly broad range for our top story for the week, but it is an entertainment story. And it features someone who I think maybe had peaked a little bit, was maybe starting to be overexposed, alienate their potential audience. The Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's back in the searches this week, but not for his name, for his new movie called The Smashing Machine.
Yes, so Dwayne is maybe up for an Oscar?
That's
when you think of Oscar-nominated actors, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, no offense to the man, doesn't really spring to top of mind.
No, but he is playing a wrestler. So it is very much within his wheelhouse. Like if he was playing, say, a world-famous neurosurgeon, that would be pretty remarkable. Imagine if he was playing like Jerry Seinfeld or something like that. Like he had to be some really iconic, eccentric, like Andy Warhol or something, and he managed to pull that off. I would give him an Oscar for that. What if he was Woody Allen? Woody Allen played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. That would be an instant Oscar, surely.
I don't know that I agree, but sure.
Well, people do love his new movie.
Well, this is true.
And we discovered this courtesy of one clip in particular where they were giving him a standing ovation as his movie premiered in Venice. So for those of you who are just listening along, you'll have to take my word for it here. But this is he standing on the stage, wiping away tears, looking very moved, clapping along with the people who are clapping. So he's technically clapping for himself. But that was The Rock feeling very moved about the reception to his new film. Can I just say, by the way, strange pairing, him and Emily Blunt seems to be a thing now. Because I did that Safari movie thing a little while ago.
What was that called?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, just don't waste your time.
Forgettable.
I saw it. I think I saw it in the movies, and I wish I did not.
So, got me thinking too about some of the more famous cinema pairings throughout history. Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan would have to be one of the absolute most bankable.
Well, what about recently?
Yeah.
Pamela Anderson.
And Liam Neeson?
Yes, and the reveal that was all a farce.
What?
Their off-camera chemistry romance.
No.
Have you
when did this come out?
Very recently.
What?
It was all for the movie. People are heartbroken.
Well, they were kind of adorable.
They were.
Oh, you're telling me Hollywood's a lie?
I am.
You're telling me people who pretend professionally were professionally pretending?
Yeah. That's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it?
Kind of is. Oh, that's not good. But I guess, better than faking a relationship just for the sake of cameras forever. Like, imagine being trapped into that for the rest of your life. Well, I'd love to break up with you, but the ratings are too high. So, is there anything more to say about this Smashing Machine, though? Apparently, it is a good movie.
Okay, so a 15-minute standing ovation
Yeah.
at its premiere in Venice. However, at least talking to a colleague of ours, apparently this isn't out of the ordinary because you hear, 15 minutes. Like, man,
Yeah.
to stand for that long and to give that ovation, that must be massive.
Yeah.
But it's pretty typical at these type of events.
So it's basically just a self-congratulatory little...
It loses a little bit of its sheen for sure.
Feels like some kind of throwback to Stalin's era. You know, you give him a round of applause.
Goodness.
First person to stop gets blacklisted in Hollywood. Yes, that's great. Okay, are we still? Yeah, okay. Oh,
You sit down first. No, you sit down
Okay,
first.
swapping from left hand to right hand on left hand. There we go. That is a lot of clapping. And then how much energy do you put into the clap? You know, like you don't want to start on too louder. Like if you're doing this, just imagining that wouldn't be too pleasant to listen to, so I'll stop. But nevertheless, I don't know if I'll be seeing it, quite frankly.
Really?
I just feel like I am over the rock.
Okay.
I don't need to see any more rock-based movies.
Well, he's fully transformed for this movie.
What do you mean?
He's got hair.
Get out.
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
Actually, before we do move on, let us know your thoughts if you are keen to see another movie with The Rock in it, because for me, it's a pass. Not massively motivated. Maybe he's still a cinema draw for you, so maybe send us a text or jump in the chat this morning.
8168 with the keyword Rima via the text, or of course, if you are watching via the stream. And sorry that you can't see my beautiful face at the moment. There are some technical difficulties which we are working on. But of course, leave a comment below. If you want to find the stream, head to rima.co.nz and click on either the YouTube or Facebook link.
Those technical difficulties are with the cameras, not with Josh's face, by the way. It's still working just fine.
That's the reality of the situation. It's like, no,
stop it, please.
I've got a pimple.
I'm not prepared for this.
Don't cut the camera to me.
So why don't we take a look at the number 17 stories, skipping down the headlines today, and a name that I don't think any of us had heard of before, but a Kiwi who's risen to a measure of notoriety in Australia, if indeed he is a Kiwi at all.
Yeah, well, that's controversial to say even in of itself. This is where the big controversy lies and probably why he is trending here in New Zealand, number 17.
Thomas Sewell.
Thomas Sewell.
Now, the funny thing is there is a economist, very respected, named Thomas Sowell, who, when I first saw this, I thought, have people typed his name in wrong, or has he passed away? Just an unfortunate sound-alike in this case. But no, this guy was found at the forefront of a neo-Nazi protest. That's a protest with the neo-Nazis, not against them. Like, if you're against neo-Nazis, we're okay with that. If you're a member of them, we're less comfortable with you.
Yeah, I'd say we're not okay. I'd go as far to say, I'm strong
Bold
enough
call.
to have that opinion
Josh.
here live on the radio.
Buddy, don't throw your attitudes around like this.
I'm anti-neo-Nazi.
Wow. Or just Nazi in general, neo or otherwise.
Yeah, you know what?
Doesn't matter what flavor of Nazi you are, we're just generally not a fan.
Goodness me.
Let's see how Stuff covered this one and whether or not this Kiwi-born neo-Nazi should be sent back to New Zealand.
Oh, hold on.
A New Zealand-born self-proclaimed neo-Nazi leader has been arrested in Melbourne and spent the night behind bars after an alleged assault at an Aboriginal burial site over the weekend. Thomas Sewell left New Zealand as a young child, and calls for him to be deported from Australia are growing. Imogen Wells has more.
You don't have to put your hands on me. Shouldn't we have the right to speak in our country, you coward?
32-year-old neo-Nazi leader Thomas Sewell gate-crashing a press conference on Tuesday with Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen as she talked about convening an anti-hate task force in the wake of anti-immigration protests led by Sewell over the weekend.
I think Australians should have the right to protest. Shouldn't we have the right to speak in our country, you coward? Have your goons attacked me? Don't put your hands on me. That was a coincidence. We're on our way to court right now.
On his way to face charges relating to intimidating a police officer back in November last year. But he walked out of one case straight into another.
This is what happens in the tyranny of Victoria. You're under arrest for defending yourself.
Sewell was arrested, charged and taken into custody moments after walking out of court for allegedly assaulting people during this violent attack on Sunday. A group of around 40 white nationalists storming Camp Sovereignty, an Indigenous gathering place and burial site. 4 people were injured.
I was there screaming on the megaphone, "Get off her, get off her." They stormed us. It was a war front.
The Australian Prime Minister condemning the group's actions.
Here you have people who are saying they're against migration. Well, the first Australians were here before any migrant or descendant of migrants, and that just has no place. That sort of violence has no place.
Before the attack, the group held a March for Australia rally in Melbourne CBD, where they clashed with pro-Palestine marchers. Punches were thrown, flags were burnt, people spat at one another.
We don't have a nation at the moment. We've got a halfway house for the world.
Sewell's called Australia home since his family migrated there in the early 1990s, but calls for the government to revoke the white supremacist citizenship and deport him back here are growing, with more than 53,000 people signing this petition in a matter of days. Australian deportation rules mean he could be sent back to New Zealand after facing criminal charges.
We will not be silenced by hate. Deport him, We don't need him here.
Sewell was due back in court today after a night behind bars, the cases against him mounting, along with pressure to boot him out of the country.
But is he a Kiwi? Is he an Aussie, or, I don't know, do we just leave him somewhere in the Tasman? Like drop him off halfway, give him a pack of chips and a canoe and go, well, buddy, you're on your own.
Can I just say, the story that the story we've just spoken about,
Yeah.
and the fact that we've also got this little joke going on that for whatever reason the cameras aren't working,
Yeah.
and it's now cut to this picture of me on my wedding day, I should note. The juxtaposition there, and we would just like to...
It's a bit of a rough tangent.
It really is a bit of a rough
true.
tangent, and we are trying to hold this story with the seriousness that it should have, but also this is trending, and, we're going to have a little bit of fun as well. But yes, the Prime Minister, our Prime Minister, we should say, has said he has no interest in taking the calls from Australia about the deportation of Thomas, and so it kind of sits in limbo at the moment.
I can understand them wanting to deport him, though. Like, if I was in their position, I'd probably try and do the same thing.
100%?
Didn't we do the same thing with the Christchurch shooter? Because he was an Australian-born guy. But we kept him here.
Did we?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, to be honest. Tit for tat?
Suppose so. Yeah, I mean, gosh, he's just a terribly unpleasant human being. It does seem rather odd of all the people to be protesting Aborigines about immigration, though. That is a bit of a mind blank on his part. But then he doesn't seem like one of the world's great thinkers anyway, so...
No, I don't think we will attribute great intellect to Mr. Thomas anytime soon. Thomas Sewell.
Sewell. S-E-W-E-L-L. So...
Doesn't sound like a Australian or New Zealand name.
Thomas Sewell. No, you can say it like that.
There you go.
Tomo Sewell.
Oh, dear.
He's Tomo. Hey, there's Tomo over there. Tomo, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just heading to a neo-Nazi rally.
Dear.
Yeah, you're on your own, buddy. Terribly unpleasant human being. I don't know if there's anything really more to say on this one. How do we respond to this one today?
Well, I think we understand why it's trending in New Zealand because of this controversy of the deportation, and will he stay in Australia? Will he come to New Zealand? And I think probably a few Kiwis concerned what does happen if he does come to New Zealand.
Maybe let us know your thoughts either way on this one. Is it okay for Aussie to deport him here? Does that sound reasonable to you? Or maybe we should do a bit of a tit-for-tat thing. 8168 with the first word, Rima, if you want to text in. Or, of course, watch the stream and maybe leave a message for us in the chat today.
8168 with the keyword Rima. That is how you text. Or, of course, if you want to find the stream, rima.co.nz. Click on either the Facebook or YouTube links. And, yes, like Andrew said, leave a comment below.
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
And now for something somewhat sinister. The number 16 news story in the country over the last week. Another entertainment-related story, Josh?
The Thursday Murders Club.
Well, because I'd never murder somebody on a Friday. That would ruin their weekend. So you'd really want to do that midweek.
Surely hump day.
Well, that's true.
You're furthest from the weekend.
Yeah, why do it on a
either
Thursday?
side.
Like, you're so close.
So this is based off a very popular book by Richard Osman.
Ooh, where do I know that name from?
He is a well-known British producer, TV host, comedian, has been on your classic shows like Countdown, Would I Lie to You, is the host of Pointless. If you're into British comedy, you've
You've seen him around.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. Now, I am currently reading the Thursday Murders Club, but also seen the movie.
Well, give us the behind the scenes then, mate. Like, what do you reckon?
Well, the review that we have in front of us has said that it's been sanitized, this Netflix adaptation. So it's a Netflix movie, had a short run in cinemas, is now up on Netflix for your viewing pleasure. The book itself, already criticized by this review of being heavily sanitized because it is based at a retirement village, and it is a group of old folks who, instead of joining the sewing club or the baking club, they create their own club in the puzzle room. It is the Thursdays Murder Club, and they solve cold cases.
Oh, I was going to say, for a second, I thought these guys are developing a really unfortunate hobby. Quite the cast in this one as well, by the way.
My goodness me.
So Helen Mirren, Ben Kingsley, Pierce Brosnan, and Celia Imrie are...
As well as David Tennant, by the way.
No kidding.
Yeah.
See, this is quite the cast. Look, let's not drag this out any further. What do you think?
I loved it.
Was it good?
I really loved it. Me and my wife watched it together. It was a whole bunch of fun. It seemed pretty well put together. Fairly lighthearted. It does involve murder, by the way, just an FYI.
So it's not just an ironic title?
No, it's not. But
Okay.
yeah, a great watch.
Kind of lends itself open to a sequel already, I can feel.
Oh, well, there are already many sequel books. So.
Oh, well, there you have it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, might be something worth checking out then if you don't mind a little homicide on your weekend. And, I mean, who amongst us, right?
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
What a gambit this show is running today.
The fine line. Let us also address too, in case you have just tuned in, why you may or may not be looking at a picture of a man in a lovely green suit staring off somewhat furtively into the distance.
Okay, I need to speak so you can see said picture because it'll cut to this picture of me and not me, who is literally in the studio, by the way. Let me just wave my hand so you can see I do really exist. I'm not
This
AI.
looks great. If you've never joined the stream before, this alone is worth the price of admission, which, by the way, is nothing.
That's true.
With Josh's camera not working, shout out, by the way, to Jaden also, who helped pull this together, one of our tech guys in the back room. We now have a photo, at least, where the camera is pointing, so you can appreciate what Josh would look like if you could see him live.
Well, I mean, no offense to myself, but I do not look that dapper. I mean, the picture you're looking at is me on my wedding day. So lo and behold, I was fairly dressed up. And so I guess, yeah, thank you, Jaden, for choosing the day I looked the best.
Can someone please explain to me why Jaden had pictures of you on your wedding day?
I'm hoping he went to my social media.
Ah.
I'm assuming he doesn't have
just your
his
wedding
own personal
photos.
bank.
Yeah, maybe explain yourself in the chat on that one, buddy.
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
Other names, though, that have turned up in our search terms in the last week. This one may be hard to spell, maybe hard to pronounce, but the impact, certainly rather embarrassing for him. So Peter Sherrick, I believe is how you say it.
Really?
Why not? Well, because it reminds me of how you say Darlene Check.
Ah, yes.
So
good point.
SZCZEREK, maybe a lot of AI predictive search assistance coming through on this one. Did you mean, blah, blah, blah?
Look, basically, did you mean that Polish millionaire
who stole the hat of a child? You've heard about taking candy from a baby. What about taking a baseball cap from a young boy? Well, Peter could tell you all about this. At the US Open, a match after it had been wrapped up, saw, the players, as they do on their way out, they go to the crowd and it was like, shake hands and throw in a sweatband or whatever it is. And anyway, in this case, Polish player Kamil, oh goodness me, Majeric, sure.
Yeah, hey, pretty good.
Yeah?
As far as I've heard, other pronunciations from
You
other...
mean pronunciations?
That's the one.
Gotcha. Signed a hat, gave it to a boy sitting in the stands, or
well,
at least
no.
he thought he did. Let's see how this has actually been covered in the news then as well before we put our own spin on it. So it'll be worth jumping into the stream just quickly if you want to see how this all played out.
Yep, head to rema.co.nz, click on either the Facebook or YouTube links.
A Polish millionaire is speaking out today after facing backlash for stealing a hat from a child at the US Open this week, and it wasn't to apologize.
And got it.
Yikes. This happened after a match when tennis star Kamil Myszak was signing autographs after his win. He took off his hat to give to the boy, but that man snatches it away and takes off with it. After facing criticism online, the man responded by saying, quote, "If you were faster, you would have it," and threatened legal action for those criticizing him. But Myshak met up with the boy afterwards and gave him another hat to make up for it. I don't know what that man can do to make up for his actions, but, you know, he's got to live with it.
Yeah.
And the fact that everybody found out what his name was and what he did, and then he, for some reason, Josh, changed his tune a little bit later.
Yes.
Trying to find out why he might have done that. It's hard to understand. The human nature is a mystery to me.
He's put out an apology, but you know, you've got to really stuff up to beat out a couple that cheated at the Coldplay concert.
And yet he's found a way.
Yeah, to take the #1 spot, to be the most despised rich person in the world from, you know, the previous, what company? I mean, I don't even remember. This is the thing.
Yep.
We've moved on.
We've moved on. We don't care anymore. We're all fixated. I mean, what a sense of entitlement. One of the things that helps these guys get ahead in life is also the thing that makes them do horrible stuff like this at a tennis match. They're prepared to do what they got to do and step over whoever they've got to step over. And if you have a hat that they want, well, bad luck for you.
Yeah.
They say cancel culture is a bad thing. But on occasions like this, I have mixed feelings.
No, that's a good point. I would still say cancel culture has gone too far.
Yeah.
But we also, we appreciate as human beings at our core,
Yeah.
and we can even look at this as at a Christian perspective, but we appreciate, don't we, when we see justice, when we see something unfair and then consequences for those actions. But then, of course, how willing are we to go, oh, well, if I was in the same position, should I be doled out said punishment? It's a tough question.
It is an awkward one, isn't it? But you're absolutely right. And when it comes to this kind of behavior, I suppose now that he has put out his apology, admittedly a little bit forced, and I think many people feel it's a touch disingenuous.
Well, this is the point, because it came after a comment where he said, well, you should have been quicker.
Yep.
You know, I got it first. Basically. How old are you?
Exactly. It's still a child at heart, like many men, really, but that's a topic for another conversation. 8168 with the first word, Rima, though. What do you think about this guy? Would you have him around to your family barbecue, or was it all just a bit overblown? Did you search for his name, or need a little bit of AI assistance to find out how to spell said name in the first place?
Autocorrect. Yeah, get in touch, 8168 with the keyword Rima. That is how you text on through for the show Trending, or, of course, leave a comment below if you are watching the stream.
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
If you've just joined us, we are looking at the news stories from the week that was from the perspective of what other Kiwis went looking for. Yes, it's one thing to follow through the nightly news bulletins or check out, say, the Herald or stuff.co.nz or whatever it might be for you each morning and see what leads on the page. But, well, sometimes other stories capture our interest and we go searching for those instead. Also fascinating to find out the stories that become popular on our major news services. So for this one, we're going to head to stuff.co.nz. Would say be the second most popular news service in the country behind the New Zealand Herald. And this was the #1 story that was trending on stuff.co.nz in the last week.
Yeah, Te Pāti Māori apologises for MP's total unacceptable social post.
What did he do? And why was it so unacceptable? Well, naturally, when you're talking about Te Pāti Māori, you have to go to the Labour Party to get some more context on this. They spoke to Willie Jackson. This is what he had to say.
What Takata has put on Instagram today?
Oh, it's totally unacceptable, and really it's showing huge disrespect to those people who all support Māori. You know, we don't apologise in Labour for working with our different electorates, some of them Pākehā, ethnics, Pacifica. We think it's great. I mean, we've got strong Māori membership, but one of the things in Labour is everyone's contributing, and it's not just about Māori. It's about Aotearoa. It's about New Zealand. So it's really disappointing from him. He should know better.
Is it racist?
I mean, of course it is.
What do you make of that, saying that there are Asians, Indians, blacks and Pākehā trying to steal a Māori seat from Māori?
The Labour Party is a party for all New Zealanders. All of our party has been involved in this campaign and we're really proud of that.
So what actually happened? What prompted this kind of response? You heard some allusions to it, but if you are on the stream, I'm going to scroll down to it now so you can see it with the rest of our viewing audience at the live stream, remo.co.nz. Click through to either the YouTube or Facebook Live links. But yes, there was a picture taken with Pini Henare's campaigning team and Te Pāti Māori member Takuta Ferris said, "This blows my mind." This is all written down on the post. Indians, Asians, Black and Pākehā campaigning to take a Māori seat from Māori. Mind blown emoji ×5.
A little bit deaf, shall we say. Tone deaf in terms of the landscape. And yeah, not on.
It's racist is what it is. Can we just acknowledge that these guys are racist as sometimes? Goodness me. You're living in a democracy where anybody can vote for anybody, but that is nonsense. I cannot believe the free pass that this kind of behavior gets. And it's really, I want to be as tactful as I can about this. You live in a representative democracy, and if people want to vote for whoever they want to vote for, that's fine. But how do you get a pass on that? How does that not have much more serious consequences than people just being like, well, now that was unacceptable? You imagine any other, I mean, people use this kind of comparison all the time, but I think it's completely valid. Imagine any other party posting anything like that. And then saying something like, oh, look at this, Māori and Samoan campaigning to take away a seat from a Pākehā person. That would be, you'd be up in arms. I don't know. I'm only going to get myself in trouble if I talk about this anymore.
I mean, we can understand again why that was trending so high.
Yeah.
The second most clicked on story at stuff.co.nz. Will it really have any impact, though, in the upcoming elections?
No, it won't. That's the annoying thing. It's going to get a free pass. Everyone's going to forget about it. And it is atrocious.
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
That's atrocious, by the way. That's what it is. It's atrocious. Unbelievable. You can't defend that. There's no context where that's all right. So there. Moving on then to somebody else who can defend the undefendable. Donald Trump. Good old DJT.
Now, it's been a little while, which has been surprising.
And by a little while, we mean more than a week.
That's
we
right.
expect him to turn up pretty much on the regular.
So if you've been a part of Trending before, of course, this show happens every week at this time, previously on a Wednesday. And in every iteration of Trending, we have expected Mr. Donald J. Trump to make an appearance, not so predominantly as it was this time, because his name, not only the number 7 search result, Donald Trump was number 8 trending, and number 11 trending, Trump dead.
Now, this was not a death wish, by the way, or it might be for some, but there were some concerns about Trump's overall well-being, which caused him to address these rumors himself. So let's see what he had to say when asked about the health rumors and his death.
About a big viral social media trend over the weekend. How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead? You see that?
No.
People didn't see you for a couple days. 1.3 million user engagements as of Saturday morning about your demise.
Can I just say what a tragedy it is that social media metrics have become a part of our news these days? Like, wow, this is a big story. Look how many people tweeted it or engaged with it or reshared it or something as though that's news in and of itself. Like, it's trending is a little bit self-referential. One of the gags behind the show is recognizing that, well, these stories are the things that people went looking for. It doesn't really tell you the deep and abiding significance of it. It just gives you an insight into human nature, and those things are not always the same.
Well, but has that not always been the way it's been? In terms of, number of newspapers sold, number of
Touche.
people watching or listening to the radio even,
Yeah.
What are they actually engaging with? It doesn't really get down to that minutia. We have our cume, and we understand how many people
Love a good cume.
love a good cume, cumulative audience,
Lovely.
as it were.
Yep.
But we don't know exactly what they're engaging with, why they're engaging, and what their viewpoints are. So it's not that different, I think, to traditional media, if you want to call it that.
Really? I didn't see that. I have heard, it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said, there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape. No, I heard that. I get reports. Now, you knew I did an interview that lasted for about an hour and a half with somebody, and everybody saw that was on one of your competitors. I did numerous shows and also did a number of truths, long truths, and I think pretty poignant truths. No, I was very active over the weekend. They also knew I went out to visit some people at the club that I own, pretty nearby on the Potomac River. And no, I've been very active actually over the weekend. I didn't hear that one. That's pretty serious stuff. Well, it's fake news. You know, it's just it's so fake. That's why the media has so little credibility. I knew they were saying, like, is he okay? How's he feeling? What's wrong? I said, I just left. And it's also sort of a longer weekend, you know, it's Labor Day weekend. So I would say a lot of people know I was very active this Labor Day. I had heard that, but I didn't hear it to that extent.
That is the greatest. That is, how can you not, as much as I know many people, just the name of the guy is enough to trigger some kind of PTSD response. What a masterful rebuttal of the fact that he was dead. I've got all this evidence as to why I'm not dead. Let me tell you how I know I'm not dead. These are the things that I did. And would a dead man do that? No, he wouldn't, because I wasn't dead. And I also did this thing, which a dead man also would not have done. It was a long weekend, which is also...
I love when Donald Trump will be like, you know, and it's going very well, just like this is right now.
Yeah, you're right.
I love...
like this self-assessment matrix that he operates under. Like, it did great because I said it did great, and that's how you know it's doing great. And so this actually did prompt me, by the way, to do something I've never done before.
Well, yes.
And that is to check in on Donald Trump on Truth Social. I've never actually gone onto Truth Social. And so if you want to see what it looks like, you're welcome to jump on the stream right now. Go to rima.co.nz. There's a Facebook and a YouTube link there you can click through to and have a look as we go. Trump posted on Sunday in all caps, "Never felt better in my life." The guy's a comic genius. Is he a good president? That's going to be up for debate. But comic value, you can't tell me this dude doesn't know how to work an audience. Then I was trying to find that post, but I got stuck on something else, which, by the way, I have now shared.
Oh, we can see.
Live on the stream for those who are watching along.
You've been seeing it for a while. If you want to see the stream, head to rima.co.nz. Click on either the Facebook or YouTube links. By the way, it keeps cutting to this picture of me because I am here. Just a quick reminder, some weird technical
one of my favorite things we've ever done.
We haven't had a normal episode of Trending in a while.
What's a normal episode? What is a normal episode?
You were dressed like an absolute peacock.
That is true. That's one word for it.
Week before that, I don't think I was even here. Anyway, hi, yes, but anyway, the stream, rima.co.nz.
Click through on the YouTube and Facebook links, but I'm gonna risk something. I'm gonna play something for a couple of seconds and hope we don't get copyright struck. Is that all right?
Okay.
Because this really needs a musical accompaniment. Okay, that's enough of that before we do get copyright struck. But that little soundbite goes with a post on Truth Social right now, put up 19 hours ago from real Donald Trump. And it just says, Trump was right, in huge block letters with like a transparent effect so you can see him dancing away in the background, doing that little...
His classic
that little fist pumpy thing that he does. I don't know how to describe it.
Sorry, I've just noticed. Look, hi.
He's back.
I exist.
That's a shame. Can we go back to the other photo? It says Trump was right, and then in kind of more of a scripty font underneath it says about everything. Imagine putting that on your own. Trump was right about everything, referring to yourself in the third person about how you're right about everything and then putting it on your own social media to the world. I mean, majestic is what it is.
I don't really care, to be honest. I'm just back on camera and I'm quite happy about it.
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
What are your thoughts on this? Do you follow Donald Trump on Truth Social? Do you know anyone on Truth Social? Apparently 25,000 people liked that post from DJT, which is actually relatively low if you think about it. Like, size of his following and so on. I don't know. Seems like Truth Social does look like you'd bought like X or Twitter on Temu or something.
Right. Do you use Truth Social? Have you been to Truth Social? Get in touch, 8168 with the keyword Rima, or of course, get in touch by leaving a comment below on the stream, rima.co.nz. Click on either the Facebook or YouTube links.
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
And from one dictator to another.
Woohoo!
No, I saw this and I thought I'll say that just to trigger some people.
Spicy.
It's not a dictator. Calm down, everybody. But on the Guardian website, this was the stuff of real life Bond villains. We're talking about Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping. Vladimir Putin of Russia, Xi Jinping of China. Had a wee bit of a chat, you know, getting to know one another as you do. When you don't have a lot of friends in the world, I suppose it forces you into certain corners. But they were having a chat about some stuff, and that led to a story that quickly rose to the number 2 most read story on The Guardian. Hot mic catches Putin and Xi discussing what? Have a quick think. What do you think Putin and Xi Jinping would be chatting about? And if you guessed organ transplants and immortality, you are a smarter person than I am.
Not trade routes.
Oh, no.
Not politics.
Heck no. Not the well-being of their people. Never crossed their mind for a moment. No, instead they were talking about organ transplants and immortality.
Wow.
Let's see how this was reported first up, and a quick discussion of what was going on here. Brace yourselves. This one gets weird real quick.
And right before the parade, 2 of the leaders there, Russian President Vladimir Putin and Chinese President Xi Jinping, were walking together shoulder to shoulder. Hot mics picked up their discussion right there, about that moment you see right there. They were talking about organ transplants and the possibility that humans could live to 150 years old. Yeah, the moment was carried on the live stream and has already been viewed 1.9 billion times. Always got to be careful in moments like that. You never know where a mic is going to be and when it's going to pick you up.
I love it when broadcasters are forced to pad for time, and that's clearly what that was. You got to be careful, you know. It's like, that. What does that add to the discussion?
We've never done that.
As someone who knows what it is to pad for time and add meaningless filler.
What are you talking about?
You got to be, well, don't you just find, I want to advertise. I want to advise our audience today that if you're ever in a hot mic situation discussing organ transplant, you just got to be careful.
You got to be very careful.
So make a note to self, if ever around a hot mic, don't discuss organ transplants and immortality.
Which is kind of hard because, well, we're going to discuss that right now in front of these hot mics because...
yeah, there is a bit of irony about this, isn't there? Okay. Check this out. In terms of what they actually discussed, in a brief, inaudible passage of communication, the interpreter added, human organs can be continuously transplanted. The longer you live, the younger you become, and you can even achieve immortality. Just that randomly coming up in a conversation. Then she, who was off camera at the time, could be heard responding in Chinese. Some predict that this century humans may live to 150 years old. Is anyone shocked at the thought of Vladimir Putin or Xi Jinping artificially prolonging their lives by harvesting organs from people?
Yeah, it's got a dark undertone, does it not?
No, undertone? It's got a dark all the way through.
Well,
this thing's pitch black from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Undertone? Are you kidding me? This is Bond villain stuff. Surely. This is just mask off. By the way, we are as sinister and terrifying as you might think we are.
It's scary. It's properly scary.
Yeah. And they're probably doing it. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. And we've heard stories already in China of the Uyghurs disappearing off into re-education camps, doing air quotes, by the way, if you're just listening, re-education camps and having organs harvested from them, probably for prominent CCP team members. Yep. Okay, enough said on that.
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
Unless, of course, you do have something to say. Remember, you can send that through to us this morning.
8168. This is such a hard gambit today because there's so many serious stories and there's still this ridiculous going on. It's now is cutting to me, but it's also still cutting to this picture of me.
Oh, that's great.
In the seat. Again, I'm over here, but when I speak, sometimes it's cutting to the empty seat. Anyway, all this to say, if you've got any opinion at all on any of the stories that have been shared thus far on Trending, get in touch, 8168 keyword REMA, or of course on the stream, rema.co.nz.
We have a text that's come through, though, on the Donald Trump topic.
Okay.
Courtesy of text ending 005. President Trump is bringing prayers and families back to the forefront. He has a great Christian team behind him. VP Vance, Caroline Leavitt, for example.
Well, he's not discussing organ transplants.
No, thankfully.
So,
for all of his faults, let it never be said that Donald Trump wants to harvest your organs.
Exactly.
Or at least he's never been caught on a hot mic talking about it, which is really the major crime that was committed here. Feel free to send through your other thoughts on this, though. It's a funny thing, isn't it? How entrenched we can become supporting political leaders from other countries.
It is an interesting one.
Yeah. I think it's mainly just a matter of, who we feel aligns with us and things like that. I'm sure it's all very tribal. There's psychology going on, things with people's brains and stuff, which are then being harvested in China. So we're going to move along to the number 5 trending topic in the country. Are you excited for IKEA? You bet you are. Number 5. Number 5 in the country, and they've finally revealed their opening date after 25,000 people applied for a job at the new IKEA store opening in Auckland.
You ready for the date?
Yeah, go on then.
4th of December.
4th of December. There is no way I'm going into that place this side of Christmas. Just no way.
You don't reckon?
On God's green. Heck no.
Well, see, this is the thing. Me and my wife, hoping to buy a home.
Yep.
Will want to furnish.
Well, they deliver, bro.
Ah, okay, yeah, good point.
Don't go there. Don't go there like a fool. Go there like a madman. I kind
of want to go there.
I mean, I guess you can. Mind you went to the Costco when it opened as well, right?
Yeah,
That
at
wasn't too
your
bad.
behest.
Well, it wasn't your job. Like, you know,
Yeah, that
don't
was-
act like you were doing me a favor here. It was like,
It was
hey,
quite fun
You know
too.
how you're contractually obliged to do stuff for the show? That was basically what that was.
It was ridiculous as well that I got to go. I said, hey, I'm media. And they're like, come on in.
Come on in. You want a sausage?
Yeah.
Let's see what stuff.co.nz had to share. Will we learn anything more about the opening date and IKEA's plans for New Zealand?
New Zealand's first IKEA store will open in exactly 3 months, almost 7 years after the Swedish furniture store announced it was coming.
Yikes.
At a ceremony to reveal the date, IKEA said 25,000 people had applied for the 528 jobs here. The Prime Minister was there and revealed he's a huge IKEA fan. Adam Hollingworth reports.
Can you imagine what the job interview involved? Like, surely they just get a kit set and throw it in front of you.
And an Allen key.
Yeah.
A kit
And they're
set
like,
and an Allen key.
here you go, kiddo. Do this in less than 5 minutes and we'll take you to the round 2.
It's 12, 10.
The countdown to the 4th of December began
Was that in Swedish?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Right, that was the gimmick?
Yeah, that's the gimmick.
Hilarious.
in January 2019, which the government says is far too long.
You know, fast-track process would be a classic case where a project like this can get approvals within 6 months rather than multiple years. And also talked about our investment boost, our accelerated depreciation program, which, you know, they then commented that's a really attractive proposition.
It's been smooth since construction began at Sylvia Park in June 2023, but before then, it was a rugged ride.
Actually, the COVID kicked in quite a lot in this. And all the inflation and everything basically disrupted the whole supply chain as well. As you can imagine, that supply is a big part.
The PM unashamed to promote more jobs and more economic activities, even or especially if it's through foreign investment, like IKEA or Amazon.
Think about all of the ancillary economic activity that happens around a store like IKEA opening here in Auckland.
Amazon? Did he say Amazon?
Amazon.
Amazon. It smells like. It sounds like a perfume or something. New Amazon for men.
From David Beckham.
And it creates huge opportunity for our economy. And again, I'd just say, you know, as we've seen over the number of examples over the course of just the last week, when we have foreign investment into New Zealand, that is a good thing.
But at a time when stats for August show company liquidations are up 26% year on year, what does rolling out the red carpet for IKEA mean for local competitors? That's where the tough love bit comes in.
Well, it'll be more competitive, and that's a good thing. I mean, you know, that's the idea of running a business, is that you build a competitive proposition for your customer, you build an outstanding internal culture, and you generate superior commercial returns. And the best businesses do all three at the same time. And so the fact that New Zealanders will be beneficiaries of that competition is a good thing. And
that is one of the best answers he's given to anything for ages. Don't you think? Well, that's a tough question. Like, I think he gets a lot of warranted criticism about how he dithers around and doesn't kind of get to the point, but at least gets to put on his big boy business leader hat and say, like, this is the way it is, sunshine.
Well, he's a businessman.
Yeah.
I think he's in his element. And this is why, I mean, partly I believe he appeared at the IKEA opening. Like, you know, that's the Prime Minister going to the opening of a store. Why? Well, I think it's in his wheelhouse.
so, yes, it may mean that other competitors have to sharpen up. That's a good thing.
And 528 jobs have been created, 200 already hard at it 3 months out, 30 more to come this weekend.
So that is your story that came in at number 5. IKEA opening in New Zealand. It's going to happen on the 4th of December. Will you be heading there? I've got to say, as much as I am going to wait a little while, certainly going to be checking out what they've got on offer.
I want to check it out.
One of the worst things, you'll discover this now that you're about to become a homeowner, hopefully, you know, fingers crossed, prayers going up, all that kind of stuff. The annoyance that you get at the number of things you can't buy in New Zealand, but you could if you lived in Australia. It's enough to make you want to move. It is just the most annoying thing in the world. You're like, oh, that's exactly what doesn't deliver to New Zealand. Ah!
Hey, look, I'd appreciate all prayers, by the way, for the home ownership. It's a very privileged position, but yeah, I'd also like to furnish. Thanks to IKEA.
All right, let's take a look at our last story before we wrap it up today. And number one trending, and this is by quite a long way too. Our very own Kat McCormick would be all over this if she was in the country right now, but, traveling through Europe, priorities and all that. Electric Avenue 2026 was your number one trending Google search over the last week.
But why?
Well,
because it's not really Electric Avenue that is the exciting event, is it?
No, it's another band that, a lot of you, I think, will have some positive memories of. Let's quickly see how the New Zealand Herald talked about it.
Now for an update on all things entertainment, we've got some big news about a band that's getting back together. We've also got the Jim Beam Homegrown that's announced their lineup, and it's filled to the brim with Kiwi classics. And also we're taking a look across the Tasman at how our directors are faring there.
Get to the point, man.
Hagerman from New Zealand Herald's entertainment reporter. You've been across all of this. What's the big news this morning?
Yeah, so it's been way too long, but Split Ends is regrouping. Neil and Tim Finn are getting the band back together and coming back for a massive, massive show at Christchurch's Electric Avenue, which is, you can imagine my face when I woke up this morning and saw that news. That really took me by surprise.
So that's the big news. That's probably why people wanted to find more info about it. However, I would have thought maybe Split Ends would have been what people searched for.
Well, this is the thing. Although maybe people are searching for Electric Avenue 2026 to get tickets, getting the leave. As soon as they hear that Split Ends are reuniting, they're going, okay, I got to be there.
It is pretty popular in its own right, though. They reckoned a huge number of Cantabrians turned up, and about half the city was involved at one point or another last year. Wait, no, this year. Yeah, earlier on this year too. So there you have it. Electric Avenue 2026, the most popular news story in the country for all you little dancing queens out there.
I would say, just quickly, because we need to wrap up pretty promptly, the gentleman who announced that news, fairly baby-faced. I'm surprised he knows who Split Ends are. Because I, can't lie, don't really know.
Well, I appreciate that honesty about you, Josh. That's why you're more than just a cardboard cutout.
Or a printed out moment from my wedding day.
Well, look, thank you to everybody who's been a part of the show then today. That is a lot. We're going to hang around for a few more minutes on the live stream. If you want to say hello, head to rema.co.nz, click through on the on the Facebook or YouTube links there. Otherwise, we will catch you next Friday between 9 and 10. This has been Trending. I've been Andrew Curtis, and you have been a beautiful audience. Well, yeah, I thought the same thing. I was conflicted between not only his look, but also he sounds as young as he looks.
He does sound fairly young.
Yeah, I was really excited about I was really excited. Oh, my goodness. I remember sitting at my dad's knee listening to Split Ends.
This is a complete tangent, but recently I got an audition for a voicing role.
Ooh.
Where I had to do a baby voice.
Oh.
I don't really have a baby voice in my repertoire. I did my best job.
Yep.
You do not want to listen.
What did you have to say?
It was, I don't know if I should say who it was for, but it was basically about diapers, and it was about
right.
Price is so low, you can let yourself go. And then the baby...
shut up.
Yeah, that's exactly...
No way.
Yep, and the baby then...
Is this an Australian ad?
Yes. Oh, well, it was an Australian ad.
Yeah.
That was then being converted to a New Zealand ad.
Everything about that says it was an Australian ad first, and then they brought it over here. Prices are low, you can let yourself go. Is that good?
Maybe. I don't
Josh,
know.
what's the matter?
Stop. It makes
What's
my
wrong,
skin
Josh?
crawl.
What's wrong, Josh? What's the matter?
The problem is if I take my headphones off, I'm in the same room as you. Even though people might not believe it so. Oh, no, the camera is working. You can now see me on the
That's
stream.
a great, can I say too, that's one of my finest achievements. The whole team can pat themselves on the back for that, pulling that photo together and in such fine fashion. It's a nice photo.
Thank
it does
you.
look good.
Thank you.
You must be happy with it, surely.
Oh, mate, this is, again, a little bit of a tangent, but I was very happy with how I looked on my wedding day.
Oh, that's pleasing. You don't want to look back and be like, ooh.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good point.
I'm so mindful of Mr. Urquhart as well and not holding him up. Should I just wait until he hovers awkwardly outside the front door?
Well, that's up to you, mate, because, you know.
That's a good point.
The reign of terror that will come down will be on you and not on me. I did my job.
No, I'll be saying, Josh never mentioned. Josh never said. Josh didn't say a word. Josh never said a word. Josh didn't say
This is more alien than baby.
It is weird, isn't it? It's just, I don't know where I'm going with that. What else we talk about?
Once we no longer have the radio audience with us, the whole show just really changes in dynamic, does it not?
Yeah, interesting too in terms of the text that we got through today, that it was really the Donald Trump story that was what motivated some response.
That's true. We also did get a response via the YouTube saying that Donald Trump sounds tired and he must have been... Donald Trump sounds tired, so he must have been active. Ooh.
Well, he told us how dead he wasn't.
Yes.
Let me tell you how I know I'm not dead. It's like, it's fine.
Because I've done things.
I was alive the whole time. I promise you. I wasn't dead at all last weekend.
I think, therefore I am.
That was great. Managed to turn it into like a 1.5 minute answer of just an absolute rambling journey of God knows what. Good times. Good times. What else was fun? Yeah, that Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin thing. I'm starting to think they might be rather sinister people.
Dun, dun, dun.
Getting that sense. The Te Pāti Māori thing, bro. Someone got to do something about Te Pāti Māori.
It's interesting to see IKEA jump up to number 5 trending over the week, because this news was only launched yesterday.
Yeah.
But truly it did rise that quickly. We had to include it.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me, though. I think people have been looking forward to it for ages. But 7 years, though, man, good thing they're committed. Like, you imagine trying to do that for 7 years. You'd have to really want to. But I guess it's kind of comforting that there are brands like that want to come here. Anybody else you wish was in New Zealand? They had that Amazon announcement earlier on in the week, which turned out
Amazon,
not to be...
you mean?
Yeah, Amazon.
Amazon.
Get stuffed. That was not the announcement we were hoping for. It was just like, we're building a data center. And everyone was like, yay?
Target, maybe?
Oh, true. How different is Target, though, to...
the warehouse?
The warehouse.
Or Kmart?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think there's just a lot of stuff that I wish I could pick up in New Zealand that I just can't. Even if it was the ability to order off Amazon.com.au and just know that I could get it in New Zealand as well, somehow. Like, that'd be nice. I'd be happy with that.
These are the most important things in life.
Consumerism. Yeah, I just feel like if I can just buy one more thing, I'll finally be happy.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, and I'm pretty sure VeggieTales actually did an episode on that.
Got to be a couple of Bible verses on that front.
Yeah, you might want to check that out.
Yeah. Thursday Murder Club, though, I might check out.
I would recommend.
Like it could be fun.
It's just a little bit of fun.
Yeah, I like a little bit of fun. Thomas Sewell, not a nice guy. They can keep him, but to be honest, as much as we don't want him here, I would understand completely. There was a big hullabaloo a little while back how they had this whole thing of deporting New Zealand-born criminals, even if they'd lived there their entire lives. But, I mean, it's ruthless to some, but if it was up to me and I could take a criminal and throw them somewhere else, I'd do it.
Yeah. Which is, it's a tough game, because we want to say, no, you can't be here, but we also don't want to take back those who we don't like.
Exactly. So that's the show. That's us for the week. What times we've had. Mate, we rolled with the punches today. We made it work.
We did indeed.
Tried to avoid getting ourselves into too much trouble, so we'll do it again next week. Thanks again for being part of the live stream with us. It's what makes the show a little bit special. Besides you, of course. You make it special. So thanks for choosing Trending. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.